Shout out to the old school, back in the days. Missing all the good times, don't let the memories fade. Shout out.
Good afternoon, folks. My name is Dylan. I'm here with Thundercloud and Gabriel, and this is Radio Regent's weekly 30-minute spot where we talk to you about news and views around Regent Park, featuring diversity, inclusivity, and positivity. Now, there's a couple things we'd like to talk to today. Before we get into that, I'd like to introduce one of our brand new guests. I believe she's more than a guest. I believe she's going to be one of our hosts here. Her name is Thundercloud. She is in Regent Park doing meditation with senior living, the Senior Living Center in Regent Park, as well as other things in the area of Regent Park as well. She's a journalist, among other things. So we have Thundercloud here this afternoon. We have Gabriel here as well. If you'd like to say hello, Gabriel.
Hello.
Great to have both of you here. And my name is Dylan, and let's get into the show. Thunder, would you like to start us off with some of your stuff?
Sure. I just want to say that it's important to do a land acknowledgement at the beginning as we are on Indigenous land. So the way to say land is Aki in Indigenous languages. I'm not going to do the full land acknowledgement, but just take a pause and acknowledge the land. As it's the flower planting moon time, which is spring, and happy Beltane, everybody. It's the beginning of spring. So it's a really colorful, beautiful time. So we have all those great new beginnings out there. So don't forget to smell the flowers, as I'm a gardener and environmentalist and water protector. And I just wanted to mention, and we had the loss of a great brother lately. And he was an incredible legend. Let's take a moment to remember Gordon Lightfoot passed away recently. Bob Dylan actually thought of him as a mentor, and he was one of his favorite friends and performers that he schmoozed with. He had also said that he was one of the greatest writers in the world, and that he wished that the songs would never end. So that's a bit of sad note there. And on a happier note, some of my material is, I noticed that the seniors program shut down during the pandemic times, and seniors were feeling sad, isolated, and with no ongoing programming. So due to the shutdowns and the safety health concerns during the pandemic, and it's with great sadness, I'm mentoring. I lost a mentor and a force in our community, Regent Park, named Pamela Lala, a friend, mother, and grandmother, who was the original founder of the Regent Park fitness program. And sadly, she died a while back. I look it upon myself to outreach to an awesome community friend of Regent Park by the name of Leonard Schwartz with unbounding energy, and asked him if he would be willing and interested in instructing the fitness class in 2022. I also interested in reviving the new lifestyle program and had partnered to facilitate the meditations. So I'm currently doing meditations, and that's at 252 Sackville Street. And that's 7th floor every Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And if you're free and you are a senior 55 of age and a person with disability like myself, you are also welcome. And he was so enthusiastic, this Leonard, and interested in launching the program with me. And Maggie, a community senior, signed the papers in order to book the room, and it was launched after 2022, and it's still going, as I mentioned. So my work, Building Roots Initiative, kindly sponsored the program and donated fresh fruit, snacks, power bars, and dumbbells. So we have weights. They're also having a Pride Day event. I believe it's June 10th. So go over to Moss Park and enjoy the Pride Day event. So that's great. We finally got the weights, as a lot of the programs during COVID shut down that were seniors fitness programs. So last week I facilitated a sonic meditation for health and pain management, which was enjoyed, appreciated, and well received. Just a reminder, the Regent Park Seniors Exercise, Dance and Meditation program is open and ongoing every Wednesday, 3 to 4 p.m. As I said, so if you're a senior and a person with disabilities or both, please come and enjoy. Try it out. Enjoy honoring yourselves and friends of Regent Park who facilitate the program. Do you know there's a monthly magazine in town called Catch the Flavor? It can be found in Regent Park, in Moss Park, Cabbagetown, and various businesses and community places, plus meetings and print and online.
That's great.
Thank you. And here's a shout out from Thundercloud. I'd like to share gratitude and thanks for our readers for 4 local businesses that accepted and offered to carry the Catch the Flavor magazine. You have to pick up this magazine. It's just really great. It's got interesting content about events and news and issues. And it's a revival of the youth magazine. And there's a totally different spin on it now because it's online, and we didn't have online back in the day. So one well-known long establishment in carrying it, big thanks to Moss Park Pharmacy at 325 Queen Street East, owner Jim and Dave, Kenny, Marvin, and thanks kindly for carrying the great magazine. Second carrier is Moss Park. In Moss Park is Afghano Restaurant. It's located on the corner at 344 Queen Street East. At Parliament website, www.afghano.ca. And 2 caring brothers run it and even, do everything lovingly to get all the beautiful food out to the customers. And I've enjoyed reasonable priced food from $7.99 to $13.99. Menu includes from many varieties of cuisine like chicken, lamb, beautiful rice, vegetarian food as well. They have eggplant and naan, salads, fruit, dessert, shakes. And thanks so much, Afghano Brothers.
It sounds so delicious. I might have to go pick some up after this after the show here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a look at some of these items here.
The new owner, Percy, carries patties and a wide variety of, that's the new owner of the corner store at Sackville and Shooter on the northwest corner. Sadly, another sad note, Boris Agalov, longtime owner, storekeeper, did pass away last year. So the new owner, Percy, carries patties, a wide variety of beverages, snacks, candy, chips, eggs, milk, and even fufu. the toiletries at this point are important, and everybody has to have their essentials. And go say hello to him at the B-A grocery store at Sackville and Shooter, and say hi to him, see how he's doing. He's new to the neighborhood. Thanks very much for carrying the magazine, Perry. And my awesome dentist, Dr. Michael Lamb, carries the zine located at 463 Parliament Street East. And I hear locals are eating it up off the tables. Thanks so much, Michael, and your team. Tell them Thunder sent you, and feel free to pick up a copy of Catch the Flava magazine. I have a few announcements here. Workman Art Show by artists with mental health issues was last week, and it opened in the hallway gallery at Daniel Spectrum Artscape at 385 Dundas Street East. And the opening, I observed the art and friends was bursting with color like spring and deep moving, expressive, holding a healing impact. Congrats, Workman Arts and artists. So I also, let's see, there was one more. Oh, the other message was on the 27th in Daniel Spectrum, 585 Dundas Street East, there's going to be a pop-up bazaar. So come on over. There's going to be popcorn, various food. There's going to be jewelry sold, handmade goods, clothing, hijabs, all kinds of different things. Please come and support our local artisans and entrepreneurs.
When is that happening?
That's on May 27th, and it's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And don't forget the Pride event with buildingroots.ca. Check out the website for Building Roots. That's my other work. And we've got a lot of activities. We have book giveaways. We have a coffee chat on Saturday, 11 to 4. And we have programming as well. So June 10th, I believe, is the Pride event. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you don't have to be too spirited like myself to come over and enjoy the festivities or programs, or even pick up a book or a coffee. And we also give for pay what you can. And if you don't have money, we do give away some food. You get fresh produce, and we grow some of our produce at Ashbridge Farm. So that's Building Roots at 260 Queen Street East, just across from Kim's Convenience. So that's the news for my take.
Thanks so much, Thunder. That's wonderful. So much great stuff happening in the community, and so many great organizations and groups getting together and doing lots of fun stuff.
And you said the bazaar is is here, right?
Yeah,
Regent Park?
The bazaar is in this wonderful building, Daniel Spectrum Artscape, and it's a very long one. We've also got bazaars coming up in June on Friday at 660, I believe.
Which is just east of Spectrum on the north side of Dundas Street.
Now, don't quote me on that bazaar. They may be having it in here, but last year it was all at 660 Dundas Street East at the Pavilion. And I will make sure I check that out to make sure that in June that the location is changing. This is a pop-up market, and there was one the weekend of Eid with the dinner downstairs that was fantastic, and I went and supported them. And Gail was there with her non-alcoholic beverage, her zero bar. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Nice.
So that's the wrap.
Awesome. So much great stuff. Thank you, Thunder.
Thank you.
Gabriel, what do you got for us today?
Yesterday I went on a walk around Moss Park and just asked some people about their opinions on the construction And I was expecting to find that people were pissed off about the whole thing, but they weren't necessarily. I mean, people were angry about the trees. There were 56 trees that got cut down. I don't know if all 56 got cut down, but when I went there yesterday, there were very few trees. People seemed like they were more so upset that this is going to take so long. I think people think that it's going to take about 10 years for this new Metrolinx subway station to get built. But people think that the subway station itself is a positive thing, but obviously the amount of time and having all these security guards there is a negative thing. I've heard that some of the security guards are looking down on some of the people there, and there have been some issues. What's your opinion on that?
I think you're right. I think there's a lot of things that are going to take a lot of time, and a lot of people are going to have a lot of problems. Digging holes under a city that's already built takes a lot of time, takes a lot of very careful work. But they're talking about building a dedicated bus lane that runs where the old DVP ramp used to be in the East End. The problem with this is it'll take the same amount of time to build this dedicated bus lane that it will to build the Scarborough extension. But the problem with this is that soon the RT is going to be taken out of service, and there will be shuttle buses replacing it for the next 10 years until the subway extension of the Purple Line, which is Line 4, which is Shepherd East, continues from Don Mills Station all the way across, hitting places like Victoria Park and Warden and Birchmount and that sort of thing. So 7 new stops is going to completely mess up everything in East Scarborough for 10 years, and they are throwing shuttle buses as their best bet, but the time it'll take to build that lane is the same amount of time it's going to take to build the subway. So it's just happy planning and bad timing.
This one person said that this subway station is part of what Ford wants to become his legacy in Toronto.
I think there's a lot that can become legacies, and it doesn't necessarily end up being a positive thing.
I prefer Gordon Lightfoot myself.
Yeah, Gord. I think there's a lot of. I'd rather talk about Gord Lightfoot than certain issues in Toronto, but we got to cover the facts, right? We got to inform people through Radio Regent what's going on in the community locally, and keep you guys informed. So if that's all for the construction stuff, I want to jump into some of the mayoral campaign stuff. I don't really follow it, but I'm just following it because I'm following it this year. So let's jump into there. So a new poll puts Olivia Chow in the lead among early contenders in the upcoming Toronto by-election to choose a new mayor, obviously. So the Main Street Research poll released Friday asked voters who they would choose if an election were held today. It found that among decided voters, 26% said that they would vote for Chow, while 21% said they would vote for Anna Bellow, 14% for John Matlow, and 11% for Mark Saunders. Now, 9% said they would vote for Brad Bradford, while 5% said they would vote for Mitzi Hunter, and 14% said they would mark their ballot for another candidate who was not on the questionnaire. Now, at this point, over 40% of people are undecided. There's a lot of confusion, and there's a lot of last-minute things going on. Somebody said that it looks like the ballot list is turning into an accordion because there's so many people running.
There's like 70 now.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing. You know, it kind of broadens the perspectives and allows people to kind of be very specific about who they're choosing to run the city. So I think it's important. I think it's great. The more people that get out, and the more people that are just organic, members of the city are just as worthy of giving it a shot as some of these larger business backers.
Certainly.
Do you know what some of these people are planning to do when they become mayor, or if they become mayor? Because it seems like the information, I just did a brief online look at what they're offering or what they're proposing.
Transit is the biggest thing. construction is the next biggest thing. Maintaining park spaces and ensuring that people have places to relax other than their balcony or their basement window. Yeah, it's really important to build equity for people who are being pushed out of places for the development of finer things, I'll just say. I think it's really important that people realize that when one enjoys luxury, another suffers. More than one suffers for it. So I think it's important to listen to people who are running that are also looking out for the city's most vulnerable. I could read you the headlines, but those are the headlines. And there's a lot of things that you don't see in politics, and there's a lot of things that you don't see in the streets of Toronto. So I encourage you to be very particular about who you give your vote to, because it's important to vote. And even if you're not sure, choose somebody. It's very helpful when it comes down to 40% of Torontonians being undecided.
Yeah.
Do your research. Get to know who's running.
There are now a record 68 candidates running for mayor of Toronto.
Wow, that's incredible.
So, Olivia Chow said, "Can you wait an extra 20 minutes when this thing goes down?" Referring to the RT. That's not good enough. Chow pegged the cost of a dedicated bus route at $60 million. She said converting the Gardner East to an at-grade boulevard from Cherry Street to the DVP would save the city millions of dollars, which could then direct to other projects. They rejected that idea in a contentious 2015 vote. Now, as they continue to examine a dedicated busway, it remains unfunded, and the latest staff reports indicate it might not be constructed before the subway extension is built. So it's kind of like throwing more money at a situation that doesn't fix or help anything, but it makes the people vote for you. That's all I've got.
That's right.
Is there any other happy news that's going on since we've covered all our bases?
I didn't hear very much happy stuff in the last.
Swimming pools are open.
Yes, get some swimming shorts and some goggles and floaties and
your
get down.
shorts in.
Get down there with your favorite scuba towel.
As the sun's coming out soon.
Tomorrow, it's going to be nice. We missed the weather. Right now, it's 10 degrees and mostly cloudy. We've been sinking in rain the past couple days, but Friday through Tuesday is looking warmer and more sun hours daily. So, this is Radio Regent. We're not signing off yet. We got some time. But this is Radio Regent through the Daniel Spectrum building. And we are here every Thursday for a live show from 4:30 till 5 o'clock. Tune in, or you can follow us on YouTube at the Regent Park TV YouTube channel and watch all of our videos back if you have missed the live episode, or if you watch the live episode and you just want to see what we look like behind the scenes. They say we've got great faces for radio. Hey, Gabriel.
It's true. I can't deny it.
You know. What are you drinking in your cup over there?
Just water, but it's flavored with coffee. Because I had coffee this morning.
You rinsed it, or you didn't rinse it? You just put water right in.
This is not absinthe.
Absinthe. So it's all water here, folks. Don't forget
It's water. We need it. We're born in it.
Slightly green water.
Don't forget to drink water, folks.
And we didn't get enough this winter. So it's great that it's coming now. So don't wish the rain away, because it fills the water table, the water basins. And
yes.
But don't drink the rain.
Don't drink the rain. I mean, like, snowflakes are okay.
No, you can drink the rain.
You can drink the rain.
Boil it.
Yeah, don't listen to Gabriel. Just boil it first.
Actually, we're actually drinking the rain.
But the joy of drinking rain is that it's cold. If you boil it, it's hot.
Or you let it cool.
It sterilizes it, boiling it.
Yeah, then you distill it until the bubbles.
Boil water advisory.
Yes, and then you distill it until the bubbles appear on the sides of the glass, and then it's best to drink, because then all the chemicals from the water have been off-gassed, as they say, the chlorine and all that stuff. You're still going to find particles in it, but it'll be a bit fresher for tap water. I like tap water.
Yeah, tap water is sometimes good.
And if you don't like it, buy a Brita. But I'm not trying to sell Britas, though.
At least the parts of Toronto I've lived in, tap water is good.
West End tap water's pretty good.
And at least we have clean water in Toronto. Other places don't have clean water. And, it's really, we're very lucky to have that water.
Yeah, it's important to be grateful for the things that we enjoy.
Certainly is.
Up here on the top of Turtle Island. Or in the middle, more so.
It's crazy. We just had a whole conversation about this
Water? How important water is?
Yeah.
I think that's a good topic.
Yeah.
But that being said, we are getting towards the end of our show. Thank you so much for listening. If there's anything else we'd like to talk about before we close the show for today, we can do that. If not, we can.
I guess a random question.
Sure.
When I was in Moss Park, people were saying that they shouldn't tear down this park, but they should do something with the armory that's right there. I don't know if you guys have seen that place.
Well, you can't move a military base. It's not a military base, but it's like you can't tell the military to like, hey, can you guys move somewhere else because we need some park space. So they fight for our freedom.
But it's a park. Everyone's using this park. It's a beautiful green space.
Well, I mean, if everybody wanted park space, they shouldn't have moved to downtown Toronto. They should have got some land up north.
That's true, I think.
Or rented a house or something that has some land that is
But
owned.
Indigenous people were taken off the land.
That's right.
And, you have to have a good job, or your parents, if you had them, had to work hard to buy land and property. So it's not easy. And
Yeah.
like in urban centers, people come in urban centers to work and go and get education. So, you're lucky if you have a little piece there on the lake. I've lived on Lake Simcoe for a long time. And here, I'm a little privileged.
I lived in a tiny home in Muskoka
Did you?
for a little bit when I worked in a
Cool.
I worked in a restaurant as a plating chef on a tour boat. That was so fun in the summertime.
Oh, I lived in an earth ship in Paisley, Ontario.
A what?
An earth ship.
An earth ship.
What is that?
It's a home or a dwelling. This one was built, I helped build it, and it was built in a hill
Oh,
with
yes.
a door on it, and it was solar powered and wind powered.
Wow.
So I can't remember what season or month we were there, but it was 78 degrees inside, and they put recycled tires and pop cans and in the walls, and it keeps like heat.
The thermal
Yeah, exactly. It's a thermal
engineering.
cushion.
That's wicked.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I wish I had a, what did you call
Earth
it again?
ship.
An
Earth ship.
ship.
We'll build one.
Let's build an
Let's
earth
build
ship.
one.
Yeah. Let's start it here. Let's
This weekend we're going to build an earth ship.
Yeah, look at out
come
there.
out
We've
to
got land
Daniel
out here.
Spectrum.
Out back at
Tonight.
Daniel Spectrum tonight. We're building an earth ship. Just kidding.
Yeah.
We're planning.
Be
We're
here at
planning our earth ship.
12:30. There'll also be a barbecue.
There's space on
Okay,
the
so
rooftop.
Gabriel's
Bring your best meat.
offering a barbecue. You got to be careful what you say because people will show up expecting your barbecue food, Gabriel. So thanks so much for joining us this week on News and Views. I'm Dylan. I'm here with Thundercloud, and Gabriel. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week, and next week we'll have more interesting stuff to talk about.
Obvious.
Until next time, take care.
Good night.
Live,
safe.
loud, and proud from Regent.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.